Hi guys, Nick here from Intuitive Tennis. Today I want to show you 3 different ways to take your racket back on your serve. One way to take the racket back on the serve is with a full backswing. And this is a technique that's used by some of the great servers of all time. Pete Sampras and Goran Ivanišević both had a full takeback on their serves. Currently, Roger Federer, Serena Williams and the Pliskova sisters, all great servers, use the full takeback. And basically what it is that the racket tip at some point will point either straight towards the back fence like this, or will point a little bit more to the side. And it's usually accompanied by a full extension of the arm, something like this. And I'm going to try one. And that's a full take back on the serve. You can see that my arm was fully extended here, but before it started going into a bend in the trophy position. One big advantage of this style of takeback is that this type of motion is very fluid. It's usually uninterrupted. It's very flowing, continuous motion that's gradually increasing in pace. So when I start slowly here, gradually I'm going to start speeding it up, and it usually results in a perfect racket drop and a perfect contact with the ball. This takeback is also very versatile. So this will work with a serve where the toss arm and the racket arm will go up together like this. And it will also work with a lag where we toss first and the racket kind of lags behind. So for example, Serena, she will toss first and then the racket will go into a full backswing here. And then Roger Federer does a little different. He will go up together with the arms and also have a full takeback. The full takeback on the serve also works great with both a pinpoint stance and a platform stance. So the pinpoint stance is when we bring the back foot up forward, and the platform stance is when we just keep both feet together. And I'm going to try both with a full takeback and see if it works. So now I'm going to first try the pinpoint with a full takeback. Okay, that worked. And I'm going to try with the platform. Okay, a little more comfortable with the platform because that's the serve I have, that's my serve, but it's versatile. I didn't really feel uncomfortable bringing the back foot up with a full backswing. The one possible disadvantage with this type of takeback could be that some players at the recreational level will start snapping the wrist open as they take the arm fully extended all the way back. And this is actually a big problem as we go into the trophy position, because now we're possibly going to have less of a racket drop. And so it's very important that as we go into a full backswing here, that we remain with the wrist neutral. We don't want to bend it backwards, so we want to stay neutral with the wrist. And then as we come back into this position, we have a perfect trophy position. Another way to take the racket back on the serve is a semi-abbreviated takeback. And basically the racket will not go all the way to the back fence as it is on a full takeback, but it will simply go to the side fence as it goes up into the trophy position. And this is a very popular takeback technique, and some of the greatest servers of all time use this technique. Ivo Karlovic, #1 ace leader of all time, he will have the racket drop all the way down like this, and then as he takes it up into the trophy position, the racket tip will travel towards the side fence. We have Sabine Lisicki, who was recorded having the fastest serve of all time on the WTA Tour. She has this similar takeback to Karlovic, where the racket will go down first, and then as it goes up, the tip of the racket travels to the side fence. There's also John Isner, who has a slight variation on the semi-abbreviated takeback. And John Isner will also have the racket go to the side fence as it goes up into the trophy position, but he will not allow the racket to drop as low as Karlovic does. He's a little bit of a shorter takeback, but it's still semi-abbreviated because the racket doesn't go back to the back fence. It goes up towards the trophy position while the tip of the racket is facing to the side fence. One big advantage of this semi-abbreviated takeback is that as it is on the full takeback, we generate a tremendous amount of momentum because the racket can uninterruptedly go up into the trophy position and then into the racket drop and then into the contact. One advantage over the full takeback is that in this position we have the luxury of being able to wait a little bit before we start going up. Where in this position we really can't wait back here because it's a further path, so we immediately have to start going up. While on this type of serve, you can see that on Karlovic, there's a slight pause on the bottom, and then from here the racket uninterruptedly goes into the trophy position, racket drop, and then into the contact. And the big advantage of a semi-abbreviated takeback is that it guarantees us a very solid trophy position. And so the reason why is, let's compare it to the full takeback. When we take the racket back fully, there is a little bit of a wrist play involved as the racket goes towards the back fence. And this is not the case in the semi-abbreviated, because when we take the racket up with the tip point to the side, you see that the wrist can actually fall this way, and we want the wrist to remain on this side of the body. We do not want it to snap this way. And so in a semi-abbreviated takeback, you can see that the tip is going to the side and the wrist is very unlikely going to all of a sudden snap backwards, while if we take the racket all the way to the back fence, there is a chance that the wrist might continue to go this way, and then we end up with something like this in a trophy position. This type of takeback is also very versatile. So let me try out both the lag and the up together type of serve and see what it feels like. So first I'm going to go up together with my toss arm and the racket arm. Now let's see what it feels like. Okay, that feels pretty good. And now I'm going to try the lag with the semi-abbreviated takeback. That happens to be my serve, so I better make it since it's my type of style. Okay, that feels of course good because there was a lot of reps with that serve. When it comes to the platform stance and the pinpoint stance on the semi-abbreviated takeback, both are perfectly fine to use. So let me try the platform stance first on the semi-abbreviated takeback and see what that feels like. Okay, feels good. And let's try the pinpoint, same way. And they both feel pretty good. So that shouldn't really mess with this type of takeback. You have very versatile when it comes to your feet. And finally, the last way you can take your racket back on your serve is the abbreviated takeback. And this serve was made famous by Andy Roddick. So basically, the racket will not go down, it will not go back, it will go straight into the trophy position from here. The one disadvantage of this style is that no momentum is being created. So when we have a semi-abbreviated and we go up, we get momentum. When we go all the way back and we go up, we get momentum. Here we go simply straight up, and now we got to go from 0 to 100, and this can be very difficult for most players. You got to remember that this is a very rare serve on the professional tours, and out of the top 20 best servers of all time, we only have one server, and that's Andy Roddick. It serves with an abbreviated takeback. This serve is also so short and abrupt that it doesn't work in a regular platform stance, and also does not work with a pinpoint stance. And it only works when the feet are somewhat closer together in a starting position, so kind of a closed stance platform position. And because it's so short and abrupt, we really don't have time to move the feet up. So let me try one Andy Roddick style with the feet close together and the racket abbreviated. Yeah, so in me, I feel a lot less power. Now, of course, there's a few players that this might work well for, but the vast majority of tennis players will find a decrease in power when we start right here. The abbreviated takeback is actually a very good way to learn the serve as a beginner. From here, we don't have to really worry about the backswing too much. We're just learning to have the racket in the proper trophy position and then working on having the proper racket drop and contact. So if you're a beginner, it's okay to start here, and then over time, gradually, you can develop some kind of backswing to gain a little bit more momentum and power. So can you change your take back on the serve? Yes, you absolutely can. There are so many variables on the serve. It's a very complex shot. You have to figure out what works best for you, and it's wise to play around and try all these techniques, and you will definitely feel which one works best. And it's interesting what happened to two players on tour. Andy Roddick had a normal serve, and at some point very early on in his junior career, he for fun just started serving like this, and all of a sudden he started popping serves and he felt amazing, and he never changed since that day. On the women's tour, the exact opposite happened, where Petra Kvitova had a serve where she would start like this, and then she would have a very similar serve to Andy Roddick. There was a semi-abbreviation, but she would go not very low, and then from here she would take it into the trophy position, and she won Wimbledon with the serve. Then maybe 4 years ago, she all of a sudden changed to a semi-abbreviated takeback with a full lag like this, where the racket came all the way down a la Ivo Karlovic, and then she goes up to the trophy position here, and she won Wimbledon with this style of serve. So you can see that it's very possible to improve your serve if you find the type of takeback that matches your game. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button and leave a comment in the section below. I'll be happy to respond. I'll see you next time.